Hello guys and welcome to Laravel 7 tutorials. So guys, in the previous video we started implementing the update functionality for our blog, and in that specific video we successfully implemented the edit blog page so that we can get a specific blog related data on our edit blog blade. And after that we configured the URL so that we can pass the edit blog blade data to our controller specific method that will be related to update functionality. So in this video guys, we are going to implement the update functionality, basically the validation and the logics, so that we can update our blog. So without further talking, let's start. And first of all, I will move to git bash right here, and I have already accessed my project directory and folder right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run my project php artisan serve. Okay, let's move to Google and I'm going to access my project right here. Let's try to log in. I will try to input my username and password, basically the credentials. Okay, now let's move to blogs, and now let's say if we click this edit blog blade, or let's say the approved one, we are going to get all the specific related data, basically the blog 8 related data right here. Okay, and let's say I will move to Sublime so that I can show you the edit blog blade in the back end, and right here edit blog. Okay, so we are passing this form right here to this URL blog update. So let's move to web.php right here, this one blog update, and let's move to the blog controller update method right here. Let's move down. Okay, so right here. Okay, so now let's say if I'm going to click the update button right here, we are hitting our update method, as you can see. Okay, so we are fine up till right here. So the next task is to validate our blog. And first of all, what I need right here, as you can see, we don't have any sort of ID related to this specific blog. If we want to, we can find the blog, specific blog, with the help of title, URL, category, or whatever you can say. Not the category, sorry guys, because multiple blogs can have the same category. Okay, so let's say from the meta or image alt, we can do that, but in this case I want to do it with the help of ID. So first of all, what I will do is right here I will move to edit blog blade, and I'm going to create a hidden input field. So let's do that. It doesn't really matter let's say if you want to pass the classes form, row, form, group, because this input field is going to be hidden and user is not going to see it, okay, on the browsing page. So let's create that input, type hidden, name would be, let's say, blog underscore ID, and value would be we can get the ID same way we are printing the blog title in these fields. Let me show you right here, the title, the descriptions right here. Okay, so let's do that, and for that I will do $blog ID. That's it. And let's say if there is no ID, bring me nothing or pass an empty string. That's it. Now let's say if I am going to hit the update right here, first of all I will do the refresh. Okay, let's try to update. Okay, so now we have our blog ID right here so that we can find a specific blog. Okay, so now let's move to the controller, and here I'm going to first of all I'm going to find a specific blog that we want to edit, or that we want, on which we want to implement the update. So let's do that. $blog is equals to $blog find, or let's say this time use find or fail. We can do that guys. Okay, $request blog ID, whatever I have in the request blog ID, I want to find that specific ID related blog right here. So let's do the DD right here, because DDA is our best friend in this case. Okay guys, let's do a refresh, continue. and now you can see we are able to find a specific block that has an ID 8 right here. Okay, so everything is working like a charm. Let's move forward, and now it's time to implement the validation for this update functionality. Okay, so for that what I'm going to do is $this, and I'm going to create a method which we don't have up till now. So let's define it first right here. Update blog, or let's say, yeah, that would be a nicer name. Validation for all, let's say whatever we want. Let's say the name should make sense. So let's say validate blog for update. Yeah, this makes sense. Okay, now I'm going to pass the whole request that I'm getting from right here. Okay, so that we can implement the validation in that specific method right here. Okay, so right here, if you don't know what this $this means, basically whenever you are working inside a class, in this case we are inside a class of block controller. Now in this case $this refers to the class name itself, in this case block controller. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And right here I'm saying that I want to hit block class controller or block controller specific method that has a name of validate block for update. Okay, so let's create that method. I am going to put a comment. First of all, validation for update. That's it. Let's create a function or method, public function validate blog for update. This one, $request, because I am passing a parameter, basically the request, the whole request right here. So we are going to get it right here. Let's do a DD once again, just to be on the safe side. Okay, $request all. That's it. Let's try to refresh. Okay, so now we are hitting this validate block for update method. Now here I am going to first implement the condition for, let's say, if we have an image, if we had an image inside the form, or the else condition would be, let's say, for, let's say if there was no image passed inside the form. Why am I doing this? Let me show you. I will move back right here. Let's say guys, if I want to update this block, okay, and I just want to update the specific fields, let's say title, URL, and I don't want to update the image. So what can I do is right here, I don't need to pass an image. I will make the changes to the relevant fields and I will just hit update. Okay, so in that case we need a certain type of validation so that we can ignore the image validation right here. And the other option is, let's say if user want to update the fields as well as he wants to update the image of this specific block, he can do that with the help of another type of validation. So in this case I'm going to put a logic simple if else condition. That's it. So let's do that so we can understand it better. If $request has image, basically right here the image is, this is the name of the field. Let me show you right here, sorry, this one. Okay, so we are checking for this. If request has an image, what you have to do is you have to implement this sort of validation. I will put a condition. Let's say yes, we have an image. Okay, let's move down. Else DD, we don't have an image. That's it. Okay, so first let's check everything is working fine or not. I will do a refresh. Let's move down, update. Okay, so we don't have an image. Okay, so we are hitting this condition right here, the else one. Now let's try to pass the image. Okay, let's say the fifth one, doesn't really matter, update. And now yes, we have an image. So we are hitting specific condition based on our logic. So right here I am going to implement the validation in which we can validate the image itself. Okay, and right here we are going to ignore the image validation. So let's do that. And if you want to, you can implement the whole validation yourself, because we have already done that in the create functionality. So for now I want to save some time, because I want to basically briefly describe each of these logic and what we are doing right here. And there is a lot to learn for you basically, because we are going to update the many-to-many relationship as well. So in this case I'm just going to copy, because it's a simple validation, and we have already done that in the create functionality. Right here you can see using this validate block, and the validation is right here. Okay, so we can use this specific method for the update as well, but in that case we will need some more condition, if else, etc., and we need to pass the conditions right here as well. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep it separate for now, and we are only going to keep our logics, basically the if and else, for this validate block separate. Okay, so let's do that. And for that I'm going to remove this, and let's move up right here. Let's align our code. That's it. So in this case we want to update basically our image, or we want to implement the image related validation right here. You can see. Okay, I'm just going to copy the same procedure right here, and I'm going to paste it right here. That's it, guys. Okay, so from here I'm just going to remove the image related validation. That's it. Simple condition, guys. Okay, we can do that with the help of if and else. Let's say we set an image based on this condition, but for now let's keep it simple so you can understand it better. Okay, let's move forward. And now basically we need to change the URL field as well, because this field is unique, because we have defined it as a unique column. So we are going to get an error, but first of all I want to show you the error so we can understand it better. Let's move to Google right here. Let's move back, and I'm going to access the database. Okay, so let's move to the blogging, our project related database, and let's move to blog. Okay, now let me do the update. And now here, right here, we can see an error. There is one error in the form. Please correct the error to proceed. Okay, so what's the error? Right here you can read it. The URL has already been taken. Now let's move to the database. Right here you can see each of the URL is unique right here. You can see it yourself. Okay, now why are we getting this error? Because first of all, guys, it's not a bug, and it's a normal procedure, because we have defined a URL column right here as a unique field. So what's going on right here is, let's say while the validation is going on, Laravel is coming right here to the URL column, and it can basically, it is unable to find the same URL, my fourth blog right here in this whole column, except this one right here, in its own, the same row. Okay, so that's why we are getting this error. So what we need to do is we need to pass a parameter so that Laravel won't check for the same row that we are working on. Okay, it's a simple procedure. Basically, while the validation is going on, Laravel is coming right here for the validation, and in the validation section it's unable to find my fourth block in the whole column except this one. Basically, while you are defining a column as a unique field, what you have to do is, while updating it, you have to define the ID that Laravel, you need to leave this specific ID and check rest of the column right here. Okay, so we are going to do that. Let's do that, guys. Okay, it's fun. Okay, so I want this should be the blogs URL table should be unique blogs URL, the column, and and I want to leave this specific ID. Which specific ID? Any guesses, guys? Okay, so the one we are getting right here from the request. So let's do that, guys. Okay, $request blog ID. That's it. Now everything should work perfectly fine, and now I'm going to do what I'm going to do is let's do a DD for the success. Okay, let's move back, let's do a refresh. Okay, so I made an error. Let's see. Oh yeah, we need to concatenate it. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's move back, refresh. Okay, now everything is working fine. Okay, let's try to hit the update, and still we are able to see the error. Any specific reason, guys? I know the issue. Why? Because I haven't made the changes right here, and basically we are hitting this condition. Okay, guys, sorry for the silly mistake. Okay, let's copy this and let's paste it right here. Okay, we need to close this URL and right here close, and I want to remove this. Okay, now everything should work fine. Let's do a refresh. Okay, update. Okay, so we are hitting the success. Now let's say if I try to upload the image for the second validation, so we can hit this validation method. Let's do that. Okay, for that I need to upload an image. Let's say fifth one. Update. Okay, so guys, everything is working perfectly fine. Now you can see. Okay, guys. Okay, so let's move forward. Now it's time for basically we have done our validation. Now it's time to set the data so we can update our blog. So let's do that. First of all, I'm going to handle the active, the status, which is right here. This one, publish blog. Basically the name of this field is active. So let's handle that first. Okay, $active is equals to $request active. I'm going to implement the ternary. Active equals to on. What you have to do is you have to assign 1, else what you have to do is assign 0. I think I made a mistake last time by passing it as a string. We haven't faced any issue by implementing this, but we can later on. So just remove that, guys, because it's not a string, it's a boolean column and it is going to accept 1 or 0. Okay, so let's move down once again right here. Now let's try to DD the active, so you can get the idea of what's going on right here if you forgot it. Refresh. Okay, so it's checked. Update, we should see 1. And let's say if it is unchecked, we should be able to see 0. Perfectly fine. Let's move forward. Now it's time to save the old image. Why? I will tell you. Just be with me. Okay, guys. Okay, let's move forward. $store image. Basically, I'm going to store the old image that exists in the specific folder that is related to blog images. Okay, so I'm going to save the image. How can we do that? Any guesses, guys? Simply we are finding the blog, so we can save this specific blog related image in the store. Let's do that. $blog image. And now let's say if you want to see it, what we can do, dd $store image. Sorry, not like that, just like that. Let's do a refresh and I will just hit the update. Okay, so right here is the image name. Perfectly fine. Let's move forward. And now because let's say we have two conditions for the image. Let's say if user want to update this blog with the image or without the image, so we are handling the validation based on the condition, but here we are not doing anything. So what we need to do right here is we need to implement the logic here as well. Why? So that let's say if the user want to change the image, he can, and let's say if he want to ignore the image and update the rest of the blog data, he can do that as well. So let's do that. Okay, so for that, once again I'm going to implement the condition $request if, sorry, not if, request has image, what you have to do, you have to enter this block dd in the if block, let's say, just for the testing. I know it is going to work. Okay, let's dd something else. Okay, so when we are going to upload the image, we are going to see this dd, and let's say if we don't pass any sort of image, we are going to see this message. Let's do that just for the sake of condition, and so you can understand it better. Okay, something else. Now let's try to upload the image quickly. Image 5, let's say. I don't know why I'm uploading 5 again and again. Okay, so in the if block. Okay, so right here, now we need to do some other thing. That is, let's say if we have a new image for this specific blog, what we need to do is we need to delete the old image from the public folder. Why? Any guesses, guys? Because let's say if we don't do that, let's say if we don't remove the old image, what we are going to do right here is, let's say we are going to update the image again and again. Let's say if user try to update 100 of blogs, what he's going to do, many of them will contain the images. So in that case, if you don't remove an image from right here from the folder structure, this is going to basically get some extra space, and our website will get heavier with the update functionality. Let's say if you have 1,000 blog and you are updating the 1,000 blog images, you are going to get the 1,000 unnecessary images right here, which is not good at all, because it is going to get space. Okay, and that is not good at all. Okay guys, so in simple words, what we need to do is, let's say if you want to update the image with the new image, what you need to do is you need to delete the old one. Let's do that. Okay, so for that, first of all, I'm going to set a path. Okay, why am I doing this? I am making a specific method so that I can use it again and again. All I need to do is just pass the path and the image. So let's define the path. Let's say in the public folder, I have the images folder, and then I have the blog images, this one. Okay, and the image would be, because I want to delete that specific image would be, let's say once again, $blog image. Okay guys, I think everything is clear. Now once again, I need to implement a method $this delete image, or you can name it delete blog image. You can do that. Okay, so now I'm going to pass the path and the image right here. Now it's time to implement this delete image method, so I will move forward right here. Yeah, this is the closing. Now let's put a comment, delete blog image. Let's move forward, create a function or method, delete image, this one, and I'm going to get the path and the image right here. Okay, so if you want to, you can use the dd to see the path and the image, but in this case I'm going to continue, and since I want to delete the image from the folder, so what we can do is if file exists, what you need to do is check for the public path, and I need to concatenate the path that I have defined up in the blog update blog function update method. Sorry guys, right here, see the path. So let's concatenate the image as well. Okay, so if this file, basically this file exists in this public path specific folder, what you need to do is you need to delete it. That's it. And for the delete, we can use unlink public path $path and the image. So first we are checking if we have a file in this specific directory. What we need to do is we need to delete it. That's it. Okay guys, let's move forward, and everything is working perfectly fine. Now let's say we have successfully deleted our image from this folder right here. Now what we need to do is we need to handle the new image that is coming from the form. So what we can do is to save some time, once again I'm going to go up and I'm going to copy the method for the upload image. Why? To save some time, because I need to tell you so many things. Okay guys, we have already implemented and we have seen each of this in great detail. Okay, so if you are confused about this, you can review the video, or let's say you can check the video once again. Okay, because we have already discussed that in great detail, and if you want to, I will explain it to you once again. Let's move forward. Okay, so now I want to upload the new image. So let's say upload image, request file, the image that I'm getting from the form with the help of request file image. Now in the next line, I'm saving the image with extension, and I'm getting the original name of the image that we or user tried to upload on the form. Let's move forward. Then we are going to save the image name from the path info using the path info method, and image with extension. I'm just going to get the file name from here, the image name basically. Next line, image extension. I want the image extension so that I can manipulate the image. Okay, so let's say if in any case we have an image with the same name, we can get two basically the same image with different name. Let's say if user 1 tries to upload the image 1, and let's say the second user is also trying to upload the same image with the same name, let's say the image 1. Once again, we are going to manipulate it with the help of time right here, so that each of the image is different from the other. Okay, so in the next line, we successfully manipulated our image with the help of time, and now I'm going to replace this variable with this store image. Why? Any guesses, guys? Just take a guess and I will tell you. Okay, so why are we doing or basically why are we saving our image in this store image? Let's say guys, if user is not uploading any sort of image, what we are going to do is we are going to get up till right here, this condition is going to be false, and we will directly move to the code that is right here, okay, in this section. So in that case, we will save the old image in the database, you can say, so that we don't need to, in that case, in that particular case, we are not going to delete the image from the folder, and we will just update the record with the same record. Okay, or let's say if you don't have an image, you can put an if or else condition to your update block as well later in the later part, okay, for saving the block. But in my case, what am I doing right here is, let's say if in any case the user is trying to upload the image, I am storing that specific image. First of all, sorry for the mistake. Let's say if user is not going to upload any sort of image, I'm going to save the same image in the update section, okay, which we are going to do right here. And let's say if user tried to upload the image, basically a user wants a new image, what we are going to do is we are going to delete the old image from the folder, and then we are going to upload the new image in the folder, and then I'm setting the new image to this specific variable, so this will be overwritten right here with this new image. Okay, so this is what's going on right here. So I hope you guys got the point. If not, you can rewind the video and you can listen to it again and again. That's the best quality of a video. Okay guys, okay, let's move forward. And now everything is working perfectly fine, and the next step is to update the record directly. We can do that. Okay, let's remove this and I will move up. Okay, so I want the block title to be the request, the one I'm getting in the request. That's it. $blog URL to be the one I'm getting from the request once again. And let's say the other field is blog category. Yeah, category ID is equals to $request category. Okay, let's move forward. $blog. Let's check out the fields. Okay, so for that, image alt, we don't need to update the user because let's say in this case we are admin and we don't want to change the user. If you want to, you can use the auth for the purpose right here, okay? But in my case we don't want that, because user, every blog is belongs to one specific user, either it is going to be an admin or a specific user. We can't change that. If you want to, we can, but in this case not. Okay, so the other field is image alt meta. Let's do that. Image, and any guesses what am I going to save in this image? Basically the store image. Okay, $blog image underscore alt is equals to $request image underscore alt. This one. Let's move forward. $blog meta is equals to $request meta. That's it. And let's say $blog short description is equals to $request short description. In this case we are updating our values in the database. Okay guys, blog description is equals to $request description. $blog active is equals to $request active. Sorry, not the request active, but the variable active. Okay, so everything is fine up to right here. I can see that. Okay, and let's say if we have an issue, we can fix it, no problem. Okay, now it's time to save the blog. Save. We have successfully implemented the update functionality right here. Okay, let's move forward, and next task is, if you can see right here, we didn't do anything for the blog related tags. That is many to many relationship, and you can't see any tag ID right here. So what we are going to do is we are going to use the sync method to update the tags related to this specific blog. It is really simple. Once you have implemented the blog save, what you can do is, I want to update the sync on this specific blog with the help of tags. I'm just seeing if I have a correct validation for the tags. Yes, it is. Okay, blog tags, and in this case I'm using the method that exists in this blog.php, this one. Okay guys, okay, sorry, controller tags, and I want to sync them, and I want to sync it with the request tags. Whatever I have, I want to assign it to this specific blog. Basically it contains the tags. Okay, now let's say if everything goes right, what we can do is simply return redirect back with success, and let's say the message would be successful. That's it guys. Okay, and one more thing, I'm not returning anything from right here, which we don't need to, but it's a good practice to return the request. So let's say if in any case we can basically there is a chance that we can get error in some sort of condition, so let's remove that, and for that I'm going to return the request after the if or else block. So that let's say if I have the request related data from this block, I'm going to return that from right here, and the request, let's say if the request data is from right here, we can return it from right here as well, the same position. Okay, okay, let's do that. Return $request. That's it, as simple as that guys. Now it's time to test our method. Okay, and first of all I want to mention right here, because we are using the added blade, and basically we use the copy and paste from the create block blade, so we have already implemented the swell alert. Basically we put a condition right here. Let's say if everything goes well, we are going to return this success with basically success. So in the session we are going to have the success, and right here I'm checking the session. If it contains success, what you need to do is you need to hit the swell file right here, and let's update this method. Updated successfully. Okay guys, let's do a refresh. Okay, So now let's try to update a record with the help of, let's say, update, and I'm just going to copy this, and let's say I want to change the category to health, and I want to let's say define the changed, and in this case I'm not going to upload any sort of image, and I'm going to paste the update right here, 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 and here. Okay, let's try to update. Okay guys, so blog is updated successfully. Okay, as you can see, updated. Let's move to blogs once again. My fourth blog, I'm going to access the fourth blog once again, and once again you will be able to see the changes right here. The tag is added and the category is changed and everything is also okay. So let's move forward, and now I want to show you the certain conditions. Let's say I want to define all these conditions. Let's say you can see the difference: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 images. Now let's say I want to update any specific image. So in that case, we are going to delete the old image and we are going to upload the new image. So these images still should be still 6 in the counting. Okay, so I hope you guys got my point. Let's do that. Let's say for the approved one, this one. Third, I need to change the image. Let's say the fifth one. Okay, and if you want to apply something, you can do it like this. Okay, let's do that. Update. Okay guys, so blog is updated successfully. Now let's move back to return blogs, and you will be able to see the difference. See, the third blog, it contains the image number 5, and let's move right here. You can see we still have these 6 images. Why? Because we successfully deleted the old image right here. Okay, so I hope you guys got my point right here and everything makes sense right now. Okay guys, okay, and we can check this functionality further. In my case, I'm not going to do that. So let's say if you can find any sort of bug, you can tell me, and we will fix it together. And one more thing, what I want to do right here, as I've told you that we later when we can update our blogs, we can simply put the images on these fields as well. So let's do that. Okay, we can check our functionality right here as well. So let's say I want, for the first blog, I want the first image and I want the URL to be like this. Okay, let's move forward, and let's say if you want to update anything, update. Okay, so blog updated successfully. Let's move back. Now you can see the image. Now let's update this one, the second one, and I'm going to upload the second image. Okay, let's assign the URL just like that, and let's say if I want to change the category, change something right here, update. Okay guys, so everything is working perfectly fine, as you can see. Okay, so I will just change the remaining images. Basically I'm going to upload it. Let's do that, and for the third blog I want the third image, let's say, and the URL should be like this, update. Okay, so yeah, in that specific case we didn't have any sort of tags. Let's see once again, third blog, this one. Okay, and there is no tag. Okay, so what we need to do is let's assign a tag and let's upload the image once again. Third one right here, third blog, this one, and let's do some change, update. Okay, so this one is also fine right now. Let's move to the last one. Okay, so let's do that quickly. Fourth image, and let's assign the tags, whatever you want, and let's say update. That's it, update. Okay guys, so as you can see, everything is working perfectly fine, and now we can wrap up this video because everything is working perfectly fine. And I hope you guys like this video because we have implemented and we have seen how can we update the many-to-many relationship data. That was a big question for you guys, because every time I was seeing the comments, everyone was like, why are you doing like this or that? Guys, there is a time for everything, and for the many-to-many relation update, I think this was the right time. Okay, so I hope you like this video, you like this functionality and the method right here that we are doing with the help of condition, with the help of logics. Okay, so I hope you guys like this video. If you liked it, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you, take care, and yes guys, be ready for the next video. Okay, take care.